Hello out there everybody, welcome to Example of Play. Today we are looking at the T-80 Bravo tank in Gunner Heat PC. This tank was just added in a recent update to the game, and today we're going to just put it through its paces and kind of introduce you to its systems and what makes it unique. We'll start with just a little brief history of it. The T-80 was developed in the 1970s, and it didn't really see action until the first Chechen War in the 90s, where it had kind of mixed performance, probably partly due to the crews not being the best and the conditions it was used in not being the best. Uh, it, then it wasn't used too much again until the war in Ukraine currently, where these tanks have been used. And interestingly, probably 50 years after they were developed, the first time they've been used in the way they were meant to be used in large-scale conventional warfare in Europe. Alright, now let's just go over the main armaments on the T-80 Bravo real quick. It has a 125mm smoothbore cannon, which is deadly to just about everything else on the battlefield, and it has access to modern rounds. So it has the APFS DS rounds, which are basically the best sort of anti-tank rounds this cannon can fire. It's basically like a dart that pierces through the armor of an enemy tank. It can also fire the heat rounds, which are good against lighter armored targets or anything else, basically any kind of vehicles. And then it also fires just regular high explosive rounds, which would be best for infantry or other targets like that you just want to blow up, but are not going to be effective against armored targets. It also has a machine gun, coaxial that you can fire, and then eventually it will get kind of the most interesting weapon that it might have, an anti-tank missile, the Cobra, which actually fires through the barrel of the tank, if you've played. Now the tank has a modern fire control system, so kind of like the Abrams, it has a laser rangefinder that's going to do most of the work for you. So you can manually adjust the range, but you don't need to. You'll simply hit the E key, and if you notice down there at the bottom, the range, those 4 digits on the right, will automatically update. If you have the little green light, that means you're aiming at the target. If you try to aim too low, you see that green light goes away. That means you can't actually fire at all, because you're not going to be able to hit where you're aiming. And like a lot of the other Soviet tanks, this one, the gun doesn't depress very far. So if you're on a slope or something, you need to be mindful of that. You can't aim the gun the barrel doesn't go very low from being almost just horizontal with the tank. But for our purposes, we're going to line up on this APC out here. You'll hit the E key, you'll aim, put it right there on that target point. Hit the E key, that sets the range automatically, and you just let it rip. And easy enough, you're on target. We'll do one more just for fun. We find another target out there. Hit the E key again. You'll see the range automatically adjusts. On target, easy. Now for a longer range target, you can use the mouse wheel to zoom in, see it a little bit better. And just for fun, we'll show, so if you hold down the control key and use the mouse wheel, you can also manually adjust the range. Generally, you shouldn't need to do that, but that's how you would if you wanted to. But we'll try just hitting E again, so now we're at a much longer range, almost 2,000 meters out there looks like. So it took a little longer for that round to get there, but another hit right on target. Now, nighttime fighting in the T-80 is going to be a little more challenging than some of the Western tanks. It does have night vision, but we don't have the fancy thermal vision, and also the range finding doesn't work at night. So we'll look through the scope, we'll hit T to turn on the night vision, and then we'll hit the N key to turn on the infrared spotlight. So if you don't know, the infrared spotlight is exactly what it sounds like. It is a spotlight on the tank that shines in infrared light. So if you're looking at this with the naked eye, you wouldn't be able to see it, but looking through a night vision scope, it works just like a giant spotlight, with of course the caveat being that other people looking through their night vision scopes will see your IR spotlight, and it would definitely give your position away. But in this case, it makes it much easier to spot that there is in fact a vehicle right there that we can see once we turn the light on. Now aiming, like I said, the laser rangefinder won't work, so if you try to use it, it just won't be effective and you'll probably just miss. What you'll need to be doing is hitting control and using the mouse wheel to manually adjust the range. On the HUD there, you're kind of just seeing some green bars, but if you look down in the bottom left where all that white text is, there is something indicating the exact range that you're set to. So you can use that, and you'll be just kind of eyeballing it. But we'll just put it right on that arrow pointing up, and we got it hit. Now we'll just hit on a couple other points on the tank. So the fire control system on this tank also features a stabilized gun barrel that doesn't move. So whenever you're maneuvering the tank, you'll see the barrel doesn't move at all. It's staying steady on whatever aim it's on, even as the rest of the tank maneuvers, even if you hit a slope, anything like that. You also have the machine gun, like I mentioned before, that you can switch to. It's just going to hit wherever you're aiming at. And then also it does have a smoke grenade launcher, so if you hit the G key, it's going to pop some smoke. It's going to go wherever the turret is facing. Now, I'm not crazy about this smoke. I've tested it out. I like the ones where when you pop smoke, it just smokes right around your tank. These smoke grenades are launched way out in front of you. So I think they're probably more for throwing smoke directly between you and another tank in the distance versus putting a big smoke screen right in like a circle around your tank. Alright, and finally, the update also added 2 missions for the T-80B. It's also in the dynamic campaign, but it has 2 handmade scenarios for it, where we're going to lead a few T-80s along with some supporting platoons and attack an enemy position. One of the other vehicles added in this update was the Mi-2 scout helicopter, so they threw one of those in here. I'm not sure what role it will play right now, but it is in the game. And then I'm just going to play through the mission and give you some highlights just to round off this video. So our objective is we're going to move up through these couple waypoints here, and then attack objective Anton is our main objective. We've got 2 platoons of APCs supporting our platoon of 3 T-80Bs, and then we got the scout helicopter also that maybe can go do some scouting for us and provide a little bit of supporting fire. I'm not sure what it's equipped with exactly.
Подкалиберный, на 30, ПТР, цель понял, огонь, стрел! Перелет! Выстрел! Цель! Прихватить огонь! Цель понял, огонь! Выстрел! МТ! Перелет! Огонь! Откатился! Здесь!
Alright, so that was a little taste of the T-80 Bravo, just added to Gunner Geek PC this month. Hit like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.